Hi, my name is Frankie Poon, and I'll be making a wax tablet for History 131. Alright, so here are the materials. Here's the beeswax, and here's my frame that I made yesterday. As you see here, I messed up on the frame a little bit. I underestimated how much wax I actually had, so in order to accommodate for the amount of wax, I had to move this part up here forward. Alright, so this is how it's supposed to look like. Obviously it's going to be a little thinner as soon as we melt the wax and it fills up the rest of it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put 3 of these in this cup. Oops. And then we're going to put it in boiling water. Of course the water won't touch the wax, otherwise it'll dilute it. So here's how it's supposed to look like. As you can see here, it's a little tight. But I don't know how long it's gonna take. It might take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but yeah, we'll see you in a bit. As you notice, my mold's a little different. That's because I put some tape on it just to make sure it won't leak. Since this is wood, it's not airtight. So we're gonna get started by pouring the wax into the mold. Yeah, you're right, this thing does stink. It smells really, really weird. So gonna wait, say about 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll come back and see if it dries. All right, so the wax is dry. I did a test run to see if that actually works. My stylus is a chopstick. So I'll just rewrite it for you again. So I'm gonna write, this is the first half. Oops, rid of this excess wax. Frankie Poon is very good at making wax tab. Backwards S. How do you spell it? You can't see it very well, but it says Frankie Poon is very good at making wax tablets. And it's written in retrograde. So, some closing thoughts. This is probably one of the more simpler technologies to recreate. Since I had materials left over from my previous project, which was the primitive hammer, I reused the shaft. I cut it into 4 pieces to create the size of the mold. But since I didn't have enough materials left, I couldn't create another one to show you how I created the mold in the first place. Since this is a much simpler project that didn't take me as long to create, it took me about an hour to create the mold. The fastest part was melting the wax, which I think took about 15 to 20 minutes, and it took 21 minutes for the wax to dry. Because it's not a complicated technology, I could really see how useful it is, and its ability. I think I'm saying that right. Well, its ability to record keeping, as opposed to making clay tablets, which would require a furnace, as well as a tool to etch the symbols into the clay tablet. The drawback for the wax tablet, of course, because it's so malleable and because you can make marks more easily, they could be easily changed or tampered with. So the accurability is limited to a shorter time, because as opposed to clay or stone, but it could be recreated in a shorter amount of time. So let's say you need to take notes in I don't know if a meeting, but just to quickly jot something down, you could recreate it if you have the mold in 40 minutes. So I imagine to use it as paper or a chalkboard instead of using a papyrus, because it was more disposable. Other than that, this is a pretty fun project. Never melted wax before and wrote on it. I felt like I was in like an art class in elementary school, in a good way. Just say it was nostalgic.